Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Ty Mizzle. You watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of To Have and To Hold Charlotte, Season 1, Episode 5. This was another good episode. It was a very emotional roller coaster episode, like up and down, and different problems was coming about and issues and stuff like that. Everyday issues that people go through that is brought to light in this episode, which is good. And I said one thing I do like about To Have and To Hold Charlotte is that it's very entertaining to the fact that it's not too much ratchet drama. It's a little light drama on top of real issues that people go through, and it's really centered and focusing on the relationship and the ups and downs in relationship and how do couples maneuver that, where they end up staying together, where they end up leaving, where they end up working on the issues, talking about the issues, effectively talking about it, expressing their feelings and stuff like that. And I guess that's what I like about this show, because like people are really are able to express some feelings without even going ratchet. I hate you, bitch. I don't know what hell. Not going on like that. They really maybe express themselves without doing all this extra table tossing, drinks throwing, so like that they can able to sit down and have a conversation and maybe disagree to agree. But at the same time, they was able to sit down and have an adult conversation where it should be shown on TV, a correct way and have an adult conversation where emotions are involved and stuff like that. But you are able to hear the other person, express the other person, and listen. And that's what I like about To Have It To Hold Charlotte. So continue doing a good job, y'all, because I really enjoy watching this episodes this season so far. All right, so what I'm gonna break down the couples, and that way, because it'll be easy to follow stories. So the first couple I want to talk about is David Tayani. All right. So David Tayani is still doing this nested thing, and David at first said he didn't like enjoy the nesting. He wasn't comfortable doing it, but he's realized he said, you know what, I'm good, because he said now I could be able to focus on myself. I'm happier now. I was able to know things about myself, to learn things. So it was a better thing for him at the end. Now, on the other hand, on the opposite side, Tayani is, at first she was one who brought this idea, but now she realized maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe she did pull the plug too early. Maybe we should have had this nesting, because they was at the birthday party. Devin, they 7-year-old son, had a birthday party, and they was having a good time. They was enjoying themselves. Even David Tayani was enjoying themselves, and she was like, this is a David that I love. This is a David I fell in love with. And I think that's what they had them missing. They had missing the fun in their relationship. So far, they was having kids. They got married. They took their responsibility. They both have high demanding jobs. So a lot of times it's taking care of that responsibility, but not enough of taking care of themselves individually and also as a collective, as a marriage. Have fun. Sometimes people get married and tend to forget the fun. Go out on dates sometimes. Go out to eat. Enjoy some, date each other. I think that's what's missing. Make love, have sex, something like that. That's what I'm saying. Sex is not always the problem to solve a relationship. Because David said he, sorry, that's my phone. David said he, feel that he not getting enough sex, and that's a problem in them. And what most men feel like when they're not getting sex, they start getting frustrated, they get moody and stuff like that, and they don't want to be around. They just want to get it on, get released and stuff like that. Sometimes women need that emotional involvement from their husband. If they're not getting it, then they go feel detached, so they don't want to have sex and stuff like that. So that they need to find that balance of wanting to desire each other again. But I gotta tell other people, you can have sex every day, but it's still not gonna solve the issues in your marriage. So it's go deeper into than being physical. Physical is helpful. Maybe it is a way to maybe help him de-stress and maybe communicate. Maybe he's shutting down because he's not getting none. Because men are like that. They're not getting it. They will shut down more than females. But I think, and I'm still rooting for them too. It's like, I don't know, David Tayani relationship, I feel that they could make this work. I think they could make this work. And sometimes maybe David frustrated is like, I guess it's the main issue is they not being happy. y'all need to have the happiness, find the happiness within each yourselves and with each other. And then when y'all don't have that, then all this extra work is not gonna work, because it's not gonna put any effort if y'all not happy at the end. And that's the whole boils down to it. So I hopefully, and I do pray that by the end of the season that David and Tayari say, you know what, we gonna make this work, we gonna be good together, and we gonna be happy. But they did say that at the end, if he could be able to co-parent really well with our kids and not realize that we are bickering and hate each other, and we can just be there for our children, then they will be okay. But I really wish that they could work this out, and hopefully this dry spell they're going through right now will will end, and they could freaking work on prospering their marriage. Cause I don't know, I sees it for them. I see that they could work on their marriage, and I can see that they could be happy together. But at the end of the day, if they don't decide to work it out, then it's fine. Sometimes you gotta know how to when to throw in the towel, and if this towel needs to be thrown to make sure you better yourself in the future, probably for somebody else, or even if you don't even go with somebody else, probably for your future for yourself, then that's what you need to do. And I just hope whatever decision they made is a healthy decision they both could agree on, and it's not damaging and tumultuous, that they will go into this freaking crazy, over dramatic fight with each other, and we don't need that. I think they both high intelligent individuals to be able to work on the issues, and if they decide to leave on a good, peaceful note. All right. So that was that. So hopefully they could work on that. And I forgot David met with his friends, Fly Ty, Clinton, and Yandrick. And Yandrick was also saying that I believe in y'all. Y'all pursue marriage, and marriage is a commitment. Y'all should work on it, like that. And I mean, it's enough to say that, but sometimes it's enough to just sit down and listen to your friend and say, listen, be neutral about it. You have your thing, yes, in marriage. I do believe in marriage. Once you get married, I do believe you work out. But at the same time, when people's going through things, the worst thing you could do is just try to tell them how they should do it. And what best thing you could do is to sit down and listen to them. And listen to what they're doing and help them go through the issues. And then if they ask for advice and have suggestions or something, then you go to that. But I don't understand y'all being friends, y'all want to help out. Well, the more y'all push and more y'all do interventions, the more he could probably get withdrawn, and maybe Tyler might get withdrawn. So maybe y'all should be able to do more listening and understand and be there for him. When he go out to have guys' night, let it be guys' night. And then when he was ready to talk, he will talk. All right. All right. So next, I'm gonna go with David and Clinton and Ursula. So Ursula got a huge opportunity, because her kids is out the house now. She grown, she did her thing, she raised her kids is going to college, being an adult, and stuff like that. So now it's time for her. She need to work on herself. And I think a lot of parents is like that. Like my mother, she raised 3 sons, mostly 2 sons, by herself, and now she's 50, she doing her. She living her life. And we can't fault her for doing that, because at the end of the day, she did sacrifice a majority of her life raising her kids. And now her kids is grown, let her be. So let her work on it herself. Now, Ursula thinks she got an opportunity to expand her career and her work on herself, but it will be her to go away for 4 nights a week. And it's huge huge deal, and something that she can't pass over. And she'll be out of town. Now, she will have to break this news to Clinton, because she is married, and that's an extra layer. When you marry with someone, you gotta talk to the person and see how they feel and stuff like that. And hopefully you would think they would support you in a way. And if they don't, explain why they don't support the decision. What's the issue? What is their fear? What is what they're afraid of? And stuff like that. So sometimes it could go either way, how you present it and what you say and what is presented. So we know that Clinton is a little bit older than Ursula. So when he's in that empty nesters, he's ready to settle down and just be with his wife and just, okay, about to retire, stuff like that. But he is working and doing things at the household because he feel like his financial is good for the both of them. So his wife don't need to work. His wife don't need to do things like that. He can stay home and work. And I feel like that's mentality most men have when they financially stable and stuff like that, and they have a wife or something like that, and or who have kids or their kids is outgrown and the wife is on. They could say, I can take care of both of us. You don't need to do any much for like that. So at the point of being needed and feeling that he's being wanted and he being needed and it's like that. So since he be able to take care of the bills and the house and stuff, he feel like Ursula is good as to need him to work and better off for them and have them have a healthy lifestyle, adventurous, do things together, stuff like that. But what most men fail to realize when they with a women advance and grow in the relationship. They grow in their marriage. They prosper like a flower. They start growing as much years go on, and they start having individuality and self-fulfillment. And it should be always be like that. Women have their own self-identity on top of marriage. Once they get married, it should not be the end all be all, like Ursula said, and that they just be a wife and that's it. They can't do anything. Wife and kids and that's it. No, women have a chance to advance themselves. Even nowadays, they could be more work oriented, more career driven, and stuff like that. It's not back in the 50s where it was a mindset that women had to stay home and men just go to work. When now it's progressing that more women is working now and still be able to take care of their kids and stuff like that and stuff. And it's up to the man to realize it's changed, things are changing. So I think Clinton, since he's been the older guy he had that kind of like an old school mentality where he feel like his woman should be home and he feel needed, that he be able to be the provider and she just be the home taking care of the household. But Ursula feel that she has the opportunity, she can advance herself personally, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, everything. She can advance herself into career with opportunity, and if she got to be out of town, she got to do it. So she presented this thing with Clinton, and he could totally shut it down. He said no. No, it was like, damn, they'll give her a chance. He just said no, that's not happening. And I was like, wow, can you listen to her? Like, what is the fear of? What is you afraid of? So he basically said he afraid of that when she start her career and stuff, she won't be needing him, and it would be less that she'd be happy to be allowed off her own and not needing him. And so he afraid of that. He afraid he would leave her and not want him. And I don't think that's the case. I think Ursula loves you as much as she loves herself, and she just wants to find a purpose. She need her purpose in life. As women advance, they raise their kids, they get older, they want to find a purpose. And you, as a spouse of somebody who they married to, you will think they want your support and follow their dreams and follow their aspirations. And a lot of men don't like that. They don't like the woman to advance because a lot of them have that fear that, oh, once she get good and once she be able to be on her own financially, personally, so like that, they don't need the man anymore. And that's far from the truth. They will still need you, but it's that they don't want to rely on you all too much. They could be able to take care of themselves, and they may learn some things from themselves, or like they had never learned for when they just was being docile and subtle. So sometimes it's easy for us men to grow and mature enough to understand that women needs to advance themselves. They can't be stagnant. A lot of big misconception that men have that women do not advance and they grow. They stop once they get married, and no, that's not possible. And a lot of women misconception of men is that a lot of men change their mentality, and that's a whole new misconception of relationships. Women think that men could change their mentality. Men could change, but most men are set in their ways and viewpoints of how things should be early on. Just as men had a misconception that women doesn't advance and grow. They think they stay stagnant. No, women continue to evolve and grow in a relationship. And that's when men have a hard time understanding. So this is the case that we had this, just like in Love and Marriage in Huntsville, where freaking Letitia wanna do her thing, and Marcel was stopping her. It was like, no, just not what it is. He's back in that kind of mentality where the misogynist. He's like, woman gotta stay home, take care of the kids, and like that. I do provide the money. That's how Clinton feels. Like, no, I'm good. I could take care of both of us. Why do you need to do this? And the fact that she needs to do that is because she wants to feel a purpose. She wants to feel that she could contribute to something more than just being a wife. She did her mother things. Her mother grown. She wanted to find herself. So you gotta let her find herself, Clinton, and not stop her like you her father and tell her no, you not doing this. It's like you not her father. Y'all are companionship. So they talked that again, and he just kind of started crying and say, I feel like you just separated from me. Like if you just started to do this, you won't need me. She said that's how you feel, and I don't know. I said just like a real problems like this stuff like going on, and sometimes it's hurt for a man to even give that release that control and release that thing that the woman wants to do for themselves, especially when you don't have no kids in the house. So I understand Ursula, and I hope that this work out the end for the both of them, that he can understand and realize that you know what, Ursula needs this, and it would be better for the relationship maybe. And they also say this could be the strain in the relationship because he's not willing to release. He really not to agree to this, and she wants this. So if they kick on the same page, this could put a strain. So hopefully they work on that and they be on the same page with that. All right, I will talk about Peter, Josh, and then I will save that with Christina later at the end. All right, so Peter, Josh, and Juliana went on a podcast, and they talk about the dynamic of those three relationships because a lot of people feel like they support them, they like the decision, they like the dynamics. I feel that I like it too. And when I first heard about it, I said, wow, this is strange. But I'll say it can't be strange because at the end of the day, they raising the kids. At the end of the day, it's all about the kids and it's all about the love that the kids is getting. So they was on this podcast, and Juliana brought an idea thing that she had a problem with, that Elaine was kind of like belittling her and chastising her in the relationship and saying that, oh, Peter's not the father of our kids. You have a kids with only Josh, so you need to step out of it. You have a kid with Josh, not with things, so step out of the relationship like that. So she had a problem that she dismissing Peter role into the family dynamic, which you can't because Peter has been the father of kids since they was young, and he's been around. Even though yes, she biologically had kids with Josh, so like that. But Josh is with Peter now, and they both is raising, helping Juliana with the girls, and the girls knew Peter as much as they know Josh, so he is as much as a father as Josh is, even though Peter's not biologically their father, but he's still their father. So it is a dynamic between those three. Now, Peter was not saying that because he felt like him, but he said, wow, why you put this out there? And I do believe it, like why you put it in the radio. But I guess she was frustrated that this happened. Like she was an example that this person who's supposed to be a good friend, it's like that, kind of like diminishing Peter's role in the relationship of a dynamic, and saying that he's not the father, it's not right, it's about your business, and stuff like that. So Elaine heard the podcast, and she was like, she called Julia called her bulldogs, like she's like rough and like coming at you and stuff, and it was damaging a little bit. And I do agree, it's like sometimes maybe it's not much. I don't understand that Elaine was helping her friend and being there for Peter because Peter had a problem, and she brought it to Elaine, and then instead of bringing it to them, and now Elaine was the fight for Peter thing, and so Elaine felt the type of way that Peter didn't stick up for her because that's not who she is. She's not the somebody who does that. So they had to sit down and meet with Elaine. And Elaine said she's not gonna apologize. Elaine did not apologize. She said, I don't apologize for like that because what I think this girl don't understand that she trying to force herself in the relationship, and you have kids with only Josh. You don't have kids with Josh and Peter. You only have Peter with Josh. I said, yes, she technically had only kids with Josh, but Peter is just as much part of the family, and he just as much the father. So she does have kids with these two men. So like that. So technically, I understand the dynamic. And it said, so Peter finally woke up because Josh was saying, listen, I understand what you're saying, but I want you to speak. So Peter said, I need you to calm down. So like that. I think Peter's mistake was he went to Elaine, and he know his friend Elaine, and Elaine was going to speak up for him. and stuff, instead of sitting down and talk to Josh and Julia about this and keep it within the marriage. Sometimes I understand you have best friends and you have friends you want to tell them your issue, but sometimes your friends will fight and be a battle something for you, and you didn't even ask them to do that. So I guess that's the issue. So it's blindsided Juliana when Elaine came at her at the Thanksgiving, because it blindsided all of us. Because Peter said he didn't know what was said, but now he heard it. He said it did hurt him that you will think that I'm not part of the kid, because the kids have been with me since they was like 1 month or 1 year old, and they know me. That's the only they know me as the father. They don't know me as, oh, somebody separate. They know me as being just as much a father as Josh is. And she understand that. She said, you know how I am, and don't poke the mother bear. And so Gianna said, don't poke me. She said, well, you're not irrelevant like that. And I said, why is she not? And I said, at the end of the day, she's still the mother of the kids. And she said, you think that you have this whole triangle relationship, because Elaine think that Gianna is pushing herself into a relationship, that she in a relationship with both of them. No, she has a relationship with both of them because in regards to the children, that's all. But in regards to boundaries, that's the real issues that Elaine trying to bring up. I said Peter is having a hard time you not having boundaries in a relationship, and that's the real issue. It wasn't about the kids, because at the end of the day, that was uncalled for to say that. But I think she was trying to fight for Peter to say it's boundaries to be had. When they want to have their little time, you can't be around, so like that. That's the issue, what they will need to bring out. Alright, so hopefully they can work that out. It's like that. But it seems like Peter, Josh and Lane will have more words later on in the season. So we'll see how that goes. But Josh said Peter needs to realize he needs to pick family or friend. You can have both. But sometimes when you stay true to your family and this is what you is, that nobody can say anything different. So Elaine was kind of wrong by putting it up there that Peter's not a father to the kid. You only have a father with Josh, so you should not worry about Peter. It's like that and let it go. I said no. Peter is just as much a father as them, and of course boundaries. Then that's the thing need to be set clear between those two, not about the kids. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is Daryl and Christine. All right. So this whole thing is that Christine and Juliana met up and they talked, and Christine said she'd be on birth control, but she realized she hasn't been on a period when she was on birth control, but then all of a sudden she'd been spotting. And when you're on birth control and you have been spotting, people say that's a sign of she might be pregnant. So if she technically got gynecologist, and she said that let's do a pregnancy test and make sure you're not pregnant. So she's so freaked out about the kids thing, because Christine don't want to have kids right now. But at this episode, I realized that Christine really don't want kids at all. I know she married to Daryl, and I know she want to please her husband as much, but I do feel in some shape, way, or form, Christine don't really want kids. She don't want that responsibility. It's nothing wrong with that. See, a lot of people have the misconception that once you get married, that you need to have kids. No. Kids is not, just like marriage is not an end all be all, kids is not the end all be all of happiness in a relationship or in a marriage. Just because you get married, kids is not the next step. If you don't want kids, that's fine. It's not selfish for you to have not wanting kids. That's not the staple point in a relationship. That's not a blueprint that say, oh, once you marry, you need to have kids. No. Once you marry, it's a commitment of growth and power and positiveness of each couple's banding together and progressing. If y'all have kids, that's fine. If y'all don't, that's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't like when people bash another person when they get married. Say, oh, girl, you don't have any kids. What's going on with you? You supposed to give that man some kids? I said, no. Why are you judging her and telling her that she needs to give some man the kids, or she needs to have kids in a relationship? That doesn't make a relationship always happy. Sometimes it can make it worse. Don't matter what it is, especially if they got problems in the relationship. So, but it's nothing wrong with that. But I think the clear issue with this here is that Daryl, he wants kids and he wants to have kids, and his parents want to have grandkids. But Christine says she's not ready for that. She's not ready for the body changes. She's not ready for the responsibility after having kids. She wants to do her things on her own. She's in her 30s. But Daryl said, you're not young anymore, so you need to, let's work on it now. And I think she is sending mixed signals. She don't want it, but she is giving her false hope. And I think that's what the issues is. It's like, at first, if you know Christine, you know you don't want to have kids at all. Because she said, if I were by myself, the answer would be no. It would be no question about it. It would be no, which is fine. Like me, I'm single. I don't want kids now. But if I with someone and they want kids, I'll be all ready for it. I don't shut out raising kids. It's like I love kids. It's like that. But I personally don't want to raise a kid by myself right now. It's like that. But I won't shut it out. But it's Christine's case. She doesn't want kids at all if she was by herself. But now she with a person. She is stuck in a hard place of trying to stay with the marriage and please her husband, give her the kid, and as well as worry about herself. Because she said, you don't know, I'll go through body changes and stuff like that. And that was Star Sisters that she is changing, and she told him about it, and he's happy about it. And he said, what are you worried about? What are you afraid of? She said, I just can't. The body changes and stuff like that, I can't. And all that excuses that she's giving is like, it's also a sign that it shows that she don't want kids, and she's not having that right now. She don't want to go through pregnancy. She don't want to. I don't know. We don't know. Maybe she can't want to carry the baby. Maybe she could just adopt the kid or something like that. But she really don't want kids at all right now. And I think that's the issue. I think she should have been clear with him before they got married, if that what she really wanted. Because if she got married and it said gave him force, so oh yeah, in the future, in the future, and thinking that now they married, they could do this and not working on the kids, then that's a problem. Because as you grow, he go want it, and he had that mindset when he got married. But if you you went along with the marriage because you want the man, and not realize you ignoring your own thing, and now when the opportunity presented itself, then it resurfaces again, then you need to talk to him about that, because it will cause a strange relationship if y'all don't have a clear, concise idea of where it is going with regarding the kids. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with not having kids. There's nothing wrong, and it's not the opposite. It's not the end or be all. It's not the blueprint, the end goal of a marriage. It's like that. But if you don't want kids, you need to clearly define that. What Dad would say, you don't want a kids at all, and that's what it should have been done before you got married. But now you're in this relationship, you're in a spot where you're freaking out. Maybe your mentality changed, but it seems like you really don't want it, and that's gonna be a problem. And it just sucks that you're in this position right now. But that was lovely. That was To Have It To Host Charlotte, y'all. It was really good. Sorry I talked a lot, but I wanted to spray my ideas about things. And it was, like I said, it was a good episode, so it worth this a long, lengthy review. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you think about the kids situation. Talk about Erla and Clinton dynamic situation. Talk about Tyler and David. Tell me your thoughts about it. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.